Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to show you how I made these delicious breakfast potatoes or skillet potatoes or potato hash or whatever you like to call it. I will be using 5 russet potatoes. My potatoes have sprouted a little bit, so I'm just going to scrape off the parts that are sprouted. I will use a paper towel to scrape the potatoes as I rinse them off. I'm going to cut these into 3 equal parts. 1, or almost equal. Just like this. This vegetable slicer comes with 2 slicing attachments. I'm going to go ahead and use the largest one. I'm not going to soak the potatoes in water, but if you would like to soak your potatoes, that's perfectly fine. I typically don't. I know, like, you might say, oh, but they're so starchy. I know, but I don't mind it. Yeah, I kind of feel like it's just one extra step, and I try to do as few steps as possible. So I will just use some paper towels just to remove any moisture from the potatoes. And I like to do this because they'll cook better. And when I add the potatoes to the skillet with oil, if there's any water or moisture on the potatoes, it's just going to cause grease to pop everywhere. So I want them to be as dry as possible. First, I will add some olive oil. I'm going to shake it around to coat all of the potatoes evenly. I always like to start with salt. I'm using Morton's sea salt. And I'm going to lightly sprinkle the potatoes. I'm going to use just a little onion powder, garlic powder. I'm going to cover and again shake it up really good. I'm also going to season with thyme, a little Cajun seasoning, black pepper, and maybe some parsley, but I will do these after my potatoes have gotten soft. I don't want to add these too early because pepper and thyme will burn. My skillet of choice is my wok. When you make yours, feel free to use a cast iron skillet. That might be like the standard or, you know, go-to skillet for skillet potatoes, but I prefer to use my wok. I'm going to heat this to high, and I will add some olive oil. I would say that's about maybe 2 to 3 tablespoons. Okay, now I will add my potatoes in here. You know what? That was way too many. Now I'm going to take some of these out. Because in my mind, I had said that I would not cook all of them at once, but you know, my mind is kind of divided between filming right now and cooking. So I totally forgot. I don't want to overcrowd the skillet because I do want these potatoes to cook evenly and, you know, to look pretty good. I'm going to cover and I'm going to leave them alone and just let them cook. All right, so it's been about 5 minutes. As you can see, my potatoes are sticking, and that's because I forgot to spray my skillet with cooking spray. But it's okay. Here's a quick solution, okay? You're gonna push all of your potatoes over and spray it now. See that? Just sprayed it. It's never too late. As much as I love my wok, it does this sometimes. So maybe it means it's time for a new one. I don't know. But just sprayed it. Okay. Maybe it'll help. Maybe it won't. And again, I'm going to cover them. Decrease my heat down to medium. Okay, so these have been cooking for about 10 minutes almost. And again, I'm just going to gently flip them over. I'm going to drop in a little butter. Butter will give it some flavor and also help them to brown up very nicely. So now the potatoes are tender. I will now add in some black pepper. I'm going to add in some dry thyme. Off camera, I diced up some red bell pepper. I will add that in there as well. Okay, I'm going to gently toss this around. Now, once I add water in there, all of that stickiness on the bottom of the skillet, it's just going to come right up. As long as nothing is burning right now, like, we're good. And this smells so good. It really smells so good. Okay, so I'm going to cover this again. All right, so total time has been 16 minutes. Just going to toss them around. Okay, now is where I'm going to taste, because I haven't tasted them so far. Okay, I'm going to add a little Cajun seasoning, not too much. Okay, I'm also going to add just a little parsley. Okay, just a little. Now is where I will add some water. I'm so sorry, y'all. Okay, let's give my lens a chance to recover from that. Now I'm gonna do that one more again. This time I'm gonna move my camera back. Okay? Okay. So again, I'm gonna slowly add in some water. I'm gonna gently just scrape. Y'all see that? All of that stickiness from the potatoes sticking to the skillet is slowly coming up, and all of that is flavors, okay? So that's a good thing. So again, I'm gonna go on this side, add in some water, and just let all of that fond come up. See how that's coming up? Just how we want it. Okay. Yes, look at that. Just what we want. All of that flavor that was stuck to the bottom of the skillet has now come off. Okay. So I'm going to decrease my heat down to low. I am going to let this cook just a little bit longer. Still going to add just a little more water. Okay, just like so. I'm going to cover and let the potatoes steam. Okay, so I've turned the fire down to low. I'm going to add just a little more Cajun seasoning. I'm also going to add just a little more garlic powder. I'll also add a little more pepper. Okay, I'm going to toss to combine. So now I'm just going to let this just steam a little bit on low for about 2 to 3 minutes, and that's it. I'll be right back. Plate this up. Okay, and I will finish this off with a little parsley, just for color. All right, here we go. Breakfast potatoes, but for dinner, okay? These look amazing and they taste so good, and it was very, very easy to make. I hope that you guys will give it a try. You can customize this you know, to whatever seasonings you like. If you want to add meat or onions, surely you can do that. I normally, you know, don't really like to add onions as much because if you cook them too long, then they get sweet and they caramelize. And I just kind of don't like the taste of sweet onions with my breakfast potatoes. So that's why I left those out. But yeah, this was super easy to make. Okay, so I hope that you guys will make yourself some potatoes. And if you do, and if you try it my way, just let me know how yours came out. As always, I thank you so much for your support on this channel. Please click the like button if you enjoyed this video, and I hope to catch you on my next one.